What is going on, everybody? Brent Abel here, goldballhunting.com. That young buck over there, even though the way it's set up in the computer, you're actually there, but every time I go there, when I look at the replay, you're actually over there.
I'm not there.
So whatever it is.
I'm here.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. And that's the scary part is we don't want to actually get inside that part to find out what's going on. Guys, another episode of the Gold Ball Hunting podcast. And today I got a story I want to share about a match I played years ago that was an exercise in two voices. So guys, hang on there with it because I think you'll really enjoy this episode. So the big question is this: how are tennis players like us who never played in the tour, weren't incredible juniors, or maybe got a late start to the game, how do we consistently compete at our highest skill level without having to grind through endless hours of on-court practice time and still be in the hunt for victory match after match? That is the question, and Gold Ball Hunting gives you the answers by helping you eliminate your skill level range so that you build a strong foundation of confidence. My name is Brent Abel, and along with my biz partner, Jeff Jacklich, welcome to Gold Ball Hunting. All right, Jeff, what's going on, man? How are you today?
Cold, rainy day here in Moraga.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be that way for, I don't know, forever.
Yeah. I keep looking at weather.com, and weather.com just has clouds and rain coming out of it for days and days. And
so I got that going for me.
Yeah. Well,
in the meantime,
so a lot of time where you and I can maybe batch some episode recordings. Yeah. And actually work a little bit more on your tech skills.
Yes, I do.
Which we keep threatening that you're gonna get done.
Exactly. It's gonna happen.
I'm gonna make you do it, man. I'm gonna make you do it. Even if I got to see the dentist, because I'm going to make you do it, man. So anyway, all right. Well, I'm down here in the desert. God dang. I mean, looking at it at San Jacinto at the mountains, it's just covered in snow. It's
awesome.
Just gorgeous. I mean, it's about, if you've seen, and you have, but I mean, for those of you who've been here in the desert and you on the grass courts and or any of the tennis courts and you're looking west at the mountains, just about halfway down, about 50% is covered.
It's a total postcard.
It's
scene.
like, and then you look north, and those mountains to that range, which are actually taller, as I understand, have got, it's all covered in white, and you look south, it's the same deal. So you kind of wake up and you kind of go, what am I? Am I in the Rockies? What is this, Aspen or Vail or Steamboat? What am I going to ski today? Anyway, it's beautiful. And
but skiing the trees is a whole different animal there because you're skiing the palms.
It's kind of slushy. Hey, tomorrow is the start of the end of the year Crable Classic, which is an event. I guess this is the fifth year where Toby Crable, who is last year in the 60s, has sponsored a end of the year tournament as sort of an incentive to the guys in his age group for the four national events, the hard courts, the clay, the indoor, and the grass every year, to try to get all of the great players to come out and play those events. And he's been putting up $10,000 for each one of those four events. And then there's an end of the year invitational, which is again starting tomorrow, December 2nd, here in the desert on the grass, and he's putting up $25,000 for that.
Is that eight guys or 16?
It's 12 guys, and what he does is he divides them into two groups. This is what he's done the first 4 years. I to tell you the truth, I haven't looked at what he's doing this year. I'm assuming it's the same, but he invites 12 guys to play in singles, divides them up into two groups of 6. You play everyone in your round robin group, so you play Monday through Friday. One of the top guys in the country. So it's not like you're a seated guy and you've got, maybe
there's no day off
round or two. You're playing one of the top guys, and then if you survive that, then you go into the semis. I guess the two top guys from each age or from each group go into the semis, and if you get in the semis, you're playing, even if you lose in the semis, you're still playing for third and fourth the next day.
Yeah.
So you're playing
Right.
7 matches. You're playing 7 matches.
Yeah.
And then the doubles is he invites, let me sure if I got this right. I think it's 8 doubles teams. I think it's 8 doubles
Yeah.
teams divided into 2 round robin groups of 4.
Same format.
You play 3, and then so you could play 5 matches in that deal. So if you're one of the top studs in singles and doubles, I guess you could play 12 matches
12 matches
in 7 days.
7 days.
Yeah. Now forecast is not looking great. Looks like some rain on Wednesday and maybe later. So it could be, either an abbreviated format or something. But anyway, it's just a great event, and I look forward to it. It's really fun. Now, the money, Toby, unfortunately for you, Jeff, you go in the 60s next year. Toby moves into the 65s next year. You're just this far away, man.
Always just out of the money. Just out of the money.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Oh, well. So I guess, there's motivation to find a benefactor for the 60s.
Absolutely. Then. I mean, it just and it makes so much sense because it does bring out the better players. And not that.
Yeah.
I mean, who was it? Mark Vines, and if the IRS is listening, I'm sorry, Mark, but Mark said to me, when a couple of weeks ago when he played the 60 grass, that he actually made $12,000 in prize money, which is the pro level, nothing. But for a guy in the 60s just playing some events, and I don't think he played all 4, maybe he did, plus the invitational, but that's some pretty good money.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
He said it's not really an income, but it says it does replace a lot of the lessons that he loses.
Yeah, replaces that. It also pays for your travel expenses.
Well,
you got to get in there.
Well, it does that too. And one of the other things is that Toby does with the end of the year thing, which starts tomorrow, is that if you get here, not only does he offer $25,000 in prize money, but every player gets something in some kind of prize money, but he pays for hotel and food, and so it's an incentive. And plus, look, I mean, the money might not be significant, but to be invited to the end of the year thing, means that you've done well in the first, in the other national events. So it's
well, that's the motivation, right? If you want to be part of that party, you want to be invited to that party, you gotta come to the other ones, at least few of them anyway, to get your points up to be able to do it. So I think that's it's great motivation, to be involved in it and to take it to that next level of kind of seriousness, where you're going to dedicate some time to it. And
well, look, one of the things that we're doing, the thing that we're doing is helping players who aren't quite there yet, trying to really help them start to knock on the door of getting their first ball, which means that I'm sorry, I just got a text flashing in front of me here. Which means that we got to help players get to the quarterfinals of these national Category 1 events, so that you've got the opportunity to win that round and get in the semis and then compete for, at worst case, a bronze, right? A bronze ball. And so there's a couple of, and we've talked about the 5 pillars, technique, tactics, mental, physical, and experiences, plural, that will help you get there. But I think 2 of the most important ones are physical, because just like we talked about, if you're going to be one of the top guys, geez, if you get the end of the year party, you're playing potentially 7 singles matches and 5 doubles matches.
Right.
I guess that requires some level of fitness. I could be wrong on that, but I think it does. And the other thing is the mental side, right? Yeah. And I want to share a story. When I played in the 60s back here in the hard courts, obviously a while ago, but one of the really big wins for me was against a guy who that year was seeded 3rd in the tournament. He's been, a legendary senior player, a guy named David Nash from Minneapolis, and big tall dude and big serve, and just a really, really good singles and doubles player. But I played him in the round of 16 here, and I won the first set. And it was one of those days where, it's kind of like, Jeff, you go out there with some of those days, and especially when you're not one of the top guys. And at that point, I really wasn't considered. I mean, I might have been considered as being a little dangerous, but I really wasn't one of the top guys.
A minor threat.
A minor threat. But, one of the things that you do is you go out there and when you play one of the top guns, you kind of go, God, I hope I don't get just crushed 0-0 today, right? That was sort of like, God, whatever we have to do, and which is sort of a really stupid way of looking at the match, right? As opposed to, let's just go out and relax and play and just see what we can do. So that was one of those days for me. I went out there and just said, well, I've never played this guy before, and didn't have that, oh boy, I don't want to get beat 0-0. So it was kind of one of those days where and I remember the very first point, the guy just crushed a first serve kind of right into my backhand of the deuce side. And it's like I just closed my eyes and just stuck the racket there flat and ripped it up the line for a winner. I just went, wow, I'm not sure how that happened, but okay.
Right.
Hope it wasn't a let. Anyway,
hope he's not mad at me.
I didn't really piss him off. Yeah. Anyway, it just, and it's kind of that feeling like, okay, all right. I think we can, maybe. So anyway, so I ended up winning the first set, and then he wins the second set, and we go in the third, and I'm not really thinking about winning. I'm just thinking about what's kind of been working, maybe what happened in that second set. The end of the second set, I think was either 7-5 or else it was a tiebreaker, but it was close, and it sort of gave me a feeling like, how it goes. Sometimes you go out there and you win the first set. Let's say the guy just donated the first set for you, I played Colin Dibley once in the National 35 grass courts, and he completely donated the first set to me. And guys are going, oh, wow, Brent, that's, first round, you could do it. And I'm going, all right, well, let's see what happens in the next set. And sure enough, after that, it was 1-1, where it really wasn't. Yeah. But I knew going in that third set with David Nash, I'm going, I won the first, and that second set was, maybe I'm right there. So I sort of, you take a little 10-minute break, and I'm thinking, what's really been working here? And maybe what kind of got away from me in the second set? And the next thing I know is, a break early in the third, and David's serving at 2-5 in the third set.
Right.
And so, but I'm hearing that voice just going, you're nervous, aren't you, Brent? You're really nervous, aren't you? You really don't think you can pull this off, don't you? Because by now it was like, you know how it goes where you have like that morning round of it's round 16, which means that there's 8 matches, and they're all played at 9:00. Right. And everyone and the other matches were done. And so now everyone's sort of congregating around, and it's kind of go, oh God, look what's happening here. And so I'm just kind of going through that voice is going off and just saying all this stuff. I'm trying to just go, would you shut up? Just stop it.
Right.
Come on, man. Come on. So I don't remember exactly how that game went at 2-5, but eventually, it sort of got to where it was like 30-all or something like this. And the voice is firing off going, God, man, hey man, you might have to serve this out at 5-3, choke, and I'm
right.
I keep, so the other voice is going, I can't wait to serve this out. I cannot wait. And I was just trying to do the biggest sales job on everything in my life. Right. And so finally, I don't know, I had a couple of match points that I either didn't get the ball back in play or something happened. But finally I get to a match point and I'm just shouting almost, I can't wait to serve this out. I cannot wait. And finally he serves and I hit a return and he misses its match. And I just go, oh, thank God, or whatever. Go up there, shake his hand. And he was so great. I mean, just, God, man, I love that match. I said, I love this match. You're playing so well. Congratulations. Well done. And I'm just going, wow, man, that's, because when you either when you get upset, when someone beats you that normally, you wouldn't, it's kind of like, God. And this was great. I mean, it was kind of like, and that was sort of a learning experience for me too, was, look, you're going to be the favored guy at some point.
Yeah.
And you're going to lose. And how are you going to handle that? Are you going to be a little, pissy boy and go, wah, 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 this kind of stuff? Or are you just going to be totally over the top of telling this guy, congratulations, well done? Because when you do that, and I'm getting a little off topic here, but when you do that it cleans the slate. It totally gets rid of, and it actually helps you kind of get a little objective about what didn't go right there. What do I need to work on?
Right.
As opposed to,
you stop the flow of storytelling. You stop the flow of storytelling right in its tracks.
Right. So anyway, I guess the point I want to make today is that you're going to put yourself in that position where you're about to beat someone that maybe you've never beaten before, or someone that on paper, says that you're not going to beat this guy or you're not going to beat this gal. And so two things. Number one is you just got to trust that there's always a chance, no matter who it is. Look, I mean, who's to say that you can't play some guy and the next thing you know is in the third game, he yanks a butt muscle all of a sudden, and he can't move and he's got to retire. Well, maybe that's the match that puts you into the quarters to contend for that first ball. And yet, if you don't have that mindset to start, which is, look, let's just see what happens today.
Right.
All right. I might get beat 0-0. Okay. But is that the worst thing in the entire world? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So, and the other thing is, when you get knocking on the door is don't wish that the guy hands it to you.
Right.
Don't hope that he goes, here, Brent, take it. Yeah. Jeff, just take it.
You're a nice guy. Here.
Yeah. Not going to happen. And
not so much.
Probably not going to happen. So
yeah, I think that's true. I think we've all lived that. Exactly what you're describing there. I've lived it. And you live it more than once. It's not a one and done deal either. You're because every time you hit that rung on the ladder, it's the quarters, it's the semis, it's the finals. When do you actually win an event? That's another threshold to cross.
Right.
And part of that belief system is deciding that you belong there. I've earned it. I've put the work in. I belong here. I've earned this opportunity, if you will. As you do the work and you're in it and you start to make new decisions and you've chosen a different path, that when you feel the emotions come up and then you decide, I've always traditionally done this. Today I'm going to do this, and you do that. And sometimes it pans out. Sometimes maybe you don't win the match, but you realize that was the right decision, and I need to now embrace that each time I get to that point again. And then we get through the next thing that brings up the emotion or whatever it is that happens again. So, but I know for me, part of that was the belief that I belonged there.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Well, I think the other thing too is that one thing we didn't talk about is in that match, it was a long match, right? It's probably 2.5 plus, right? Long match. And so physical, being able to sustain or withstand 2.5 hours of a really tough match is crucial for being able to get to a quarterfinal, to be able to get to your first ball. And because you have to take that off the table, that can't be part of, is this guy just going to eventually wear me out?
Right.
Because that is a strategy. I'm sorry, but it is a strategy.
It is.
We got guys out there who all they care about, if I lose today, I'm going to make you suffer, and you're going to play like crap tomorrow.
That's right.
That's all they.
Yeah, right.
I'm thinking of one guy in particular who actually told me that.
Right.
My whole strategy, make you suffer.
Make you suffer.
Well, look, I want to make sure that I take that strategy off the table. That if I need to be out there for hours and grind it and win in the TB in the third and come out fresh the next day, then I'm going to put my time,
Right.
off court, on court, into the training to make sure that happens. So, well, good. Listen, maybe tomorrow we'll have you tee up a story about some kind of physical or mental or whatever it is.
Something.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, listen. So it's raining up there today. I know that you've done your shoulder work. I know that you're not a big cardio. Well, yeah, you actually get.
No, I'll jump on the bike today when I get back. I gotta run up to Napa again this morning, and then when I come back. But I got my shoulder work in already this morning, so
good.
That's done.
Outstanding. Well, I was in the gym this morning early. I love it. I love going to the gym earlier. There's maybe one other guy. I think I saw, in fact, yesterday was kind of inspiring. I went over to the local grocery store here to get some dinner for me and one of my kids, Molly. And one of the guys in the salad bar, I'm pretty sure it was Paul Warfield, Hall of Famer football player, and who actually Maya and I met years ago when we first bought our place here in Mission Hills. Our realtor assembled 4 Hall of Famers as kind of a little cocktail dinner party for some of his a handful of his clients. And at the dinner was Paul Warfield, Donna Capone, who golfer, Mark Woodford, who's here, a tennis Hall of Famer, and Johnny Bench.
Nice.
And Paul Warfield he had some amazing stories, just amazing stories. But I didn't, he looked like he was really locked into the salad bar.
Right.
But anyway, it's just kind of inspiring to see these guys. And he looks great. I don't know how old he is, but I mean, he's probably late 70s or 80 or something. I don't know what he is, but anyway.
Still fit as a fiddle, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And I have seen him in the gym here before. It's been a while here at Mission Hills, and he's doing the treadmill, and he's just gushing and sweating and just going after it. And I'm just going, that's what I want to be doing.
I want to be like that.
I want to be like that. Yes. I'm open. Come on.
Right.
All right, guys. Jeff, what do we want to find folks to do right now?
Like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below. iTunes and Stitcher, rate and review. Goldballhunting.com. Spread the word this morning.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Guys, get out there. I see it. Get out there. I see it. I see them. Help them. Or one person. Have a great day. Jeff, we'll do this again tomorrow.
Can't wait.